Hey guys, looks like a few of you tuned in here. Just wait a second, see if anyone else shows up before I hop into this. I'm just gonna do the first 2 weeks worth of matches and kind of react to them again. I've watched all the replays at least once, but I haven't had time to sit down and actually analyze them, so this should be interesting. How's everything sounding? Is the music too loud? Am I too quiet? Let me know if you're in here. Also, if I mute, it's probably because I'm coughing, because my cough is going away, but it's still kind of here, so. Like right then. Holy cow. We're getting better, but still have a little bit of a nagging cough. Alright, let's get started. Okay, our first match for week 1 that I have brought up is going to be TJ and the Wagga Wagga Whalelords versus the Hey Kid and the London, Ontario Dunsparce. We've got Chi Houndstone, uh, Dracovish, Hippowdon, Slowbro, and Altaria on the Hey Kid side. And we've got on TJ's side Cryogonal, Empoleon, Crocodile, Blacephalon, Chiempao, and Roserade. Um, just looking at the matchup, I feel like Crocodile, and Blacephalon could have a really good game. But both these teams are super spooky, so let's just hop right into it and see what happens. Alright, so we got a Slowbro lead versus the Roserade, which obviously, is a good initial start for TJ. As Slowbro teleports out into the Chi-Yu, probably forcing a swap here. TJ makes a bold play though, stays in and goes for Cotton Spore to lower the speed. Swaps into the Killer Croc as the AA Kid doubles out to his Altaria. TJ's Batman themed team really coming in here. We see some great techs from both teams. I'm going to pause right there. The defog to boost the competitive, but then the Mega Altaria having the haze to clear that off. That was super cool interaction to watch. You can tell that both these players really just wanted to come out week 1 firing with the excellent prep. So yeah, that was really fun to watch. We go back out into the Slowbro as we get Hazards back up. It seems like Hazards was part of the big game plan. As the Empoleon gets paralyzed. Grassnot's not doing a ton, especially with the Regenerator. As we go into the Redfish, Bluefish. Oh, huge para on the turn. But it is able to eat the Fire Blast. I'm unsure what a Dark Pulse is going to do, but this might be just Specs Chi-Yu. We see a Slack off, as presumably we're fishing for burns here. So far, the early game, both teams are playing pretty good. A little bit safe, but these hazards are coming in huge. As Aquajet takes out the Chi-Yu, making the parallels not really matter. Let's see if this is water absorb. It's not. It doesn't matter. It's a 4 times resist, as we see an outrageous clean Oko. Crocodile comes in, presumably to eat 1 outrage. We see Dragon Tail as there's the confusion, which is definitely something that may come into play with the hazards eventually too. The issue with defogging there is that now the Altaria is super low HP and Crocodile can just spam moves because everything on the AA kit is starting to get slowly withered down. As you see a crucial knockout with the knockoff. We see a KO from the Hippowdon as it gets up rocks as well, which means that, you know, a lot of things on TJ's side are going to start getting withered down, but I don't think it matters at this point as the egg has kind of lost a little bit of momentum. As you see, the burn caused earlier knocks out the Altaria. Last Respects is allowed in this league, so let's see if Houndstone can clean up. It sets up sand so they get a sand rush again as there's a trick. Iron Ball trick. Very good prep. As we see a knockout from the Hippowdon. Chien-Pao comes in. Uses Ice Spinner. Knocks out the Hippowdon. And it's Life Orb. So if this is Sand Rush, Dracovish, then it seems like TJ's gonna, get knocked out here. Overall, a really good match where both teams had the momentum for a little bit. We're able to, maintain a good balance in the mid game, but over time, just the setting up the win con with the Sand Rush was able to pull ahead, and there was no way for TJ really, outside of the Iron Ball trick onto the Dracovish, to, prevent the speed from catching up to them in the end. But it was a super good match. Sorry. Okay, on to the next one. We got Ubizin, Cute Hands versus Nanade, Nan Andes, which is the Tinglu Fisherers. These two are friends, I believe. Immediately we see, a pretty fast-paced start, and I had Mega Kangaskhan last season, and that's exactly why I like running Body Slam on it, is the double chance for paralysis is awesome, especially with a move that's 85 base power. We see Hex coming out from the Dragapult. A lot of switching and safe plays so far. Celesteela is such a good Pokemon with, its utility, having Leech Seed, Flamethrower, Heavy Slam, Rock Polish, Meteor Beam. It can do a lot of things. Go for the Protect for the Scout. If this is a choice-locked one, you're able to eat it because it's not going for overheats. As they read that perfectly and go for Leech Seed. So this Celesteela is basically back to where it was. This time I presume they're going to swap out because of the overheat. They make the smart play and go for a Volt Switch again, though, giving them excellent momentum into their Excadrill. But Celesteela is able to just repeatedly do this, as the Horn Drill misses. Doesn't matter it's a flying type, but knowing that an Oko move is on this set is incredibly scary. A little bit of bad RNG as the Leech Seed misses. Slowking doing its best job to just spread the chili and get out of there. As Fluttermane comes out, its booster speed. Team Luck to try and trap the Muck. But Muck is not necessarily the one they wanted to trap. Goes for the double protect as it actually eats the poison jab because of the ghost typing, meaning that these both will go down this turn. Muck able to get a KO with the poison touch, which is kind of funny. We see a burn from the flamethrower, and if this thing has Hex, then that's huge. Cell still coming out here being the ultimate wall. It actually was such an excellent bring into this matchup, especially defensive with the Leech Seed. Like, what are you supposed to do? You could probably even eat one overheat. Kangaskhan at this point coming in to eat the burn, presumably a sack. It's kind of done its job at this point. As it goes for Power Up Punch. So now the burn is mitigated. We see rest from this. Now if it's not Chesto Berry, Hex is still going to be doing a lot of damage. As it does 45% of the Rotom, so it's not invested in defense at all. See a good read on the Shadow Ball swap into a double, probably on the Volt Switch, but it was too aggressive of a play as Dragon Ball goes down. At this point, though, a Cell Rock should be doing a ton. Yep, knocks out the... So it's not Choice Select, it's Life Orb. Lycanroc is a super good Pokemon in Draft League. I am shocked that it isn't used more. Gets the late game rocks up as it chillies, knowing that that may come impactful later. And it's going to get a Cell Rock off just to, you know, get some good chip. Cell Steel from where it's at can eat any one hit, and then at this point, I believe that it can just, you know, Leech Seed its way to the top. As its booster defense. Yep. As Leech Seed, it's able to just spam protect whenever. He can swap in if he really wanted to, just to make sure Celesteela, because it has to protect. But at this point, you kind of just play it out. You don't want to BM your opponent, especially if it's your friend. As this, we're gonna sit and watch this as Celesteela slowly but surely withers down the Slowking. Slowking doing all it can with Slack Off, but it's not going to matter because there's a electric type in the back. Even if Celesteela goes down, then Electabuzz is going to get the kill. Sorry, I'm gonna mute a second. I have to drink some water and cough again. Goes for Flamethrower just to get the burn, which is funny. Speed the progress. As Celesteela becomes an absolute tank and just continues to do this down and wither the Slowking down. So GG's. Good job to the Tinglu Fishers. It was a close match. Celesteela really was such a good wall in that game that just did everything it needed to do. Next up, we got Danger West and the Lavender Town Spirits versus Descendant, Chandelure, and uh, the New Orleans Chandelures. In the pregame matchup, we see Articuno, Thunderous Therian, Iron Moth, Latias, Swampert, and Iron Val versus Tornadus, Therian, the Ogerpon Heartflame, Great Tusk, Klefki, Araquanid, and Gardevoir. Um, Honestly, Ogerpon and Tornadus have a field day against this team if Tornadus is scarfed. It should do a lot, as well as the Gardevoir. But that being said, Iron Valiant, Iron Moth, and Thunderous also can very easily get out of hand. Oh, Hurricane Mist on the first turn of the season, not a great start. As we hazard stacks with the spikes. They make a great read to go for the flip turn as the Tusk switches in. Presumably now we can click Ice Beam or Freeze Dry or whatever with this. And if this has Defog, then you just get rid of that. This makes the bold play to go into Tornadus just to U-turn out. A very bold play. Knowing they won't die from anything from full. We're going to hazard stack up. As we trace a Volt Absorb. This is why Gardevoir is excellent in Draft League. We see a Moonblast come out and do 37%. A couple of those and this Articuno is going to be in trouble. And just like that, Klefki can come out, be full HP, stack all 3 layers of spikes up. It does have the defog, so we just basically reset all that progress. But Dangerous is determined to get those hazards going. Araquanid's a Pokemon I'm super interested to see how it does this season. We see a Toxic come out. As presumably Freeze Dry comes out. Oh, Hurricane, miss. Oh, that feels so bad. Now we can just U-turn as the Toxic will do its job. Smartly goes into Klefki just in case he defogs so that he can get his hazards up immediately again. We'll see if this Klefki has Thunder Wave. Acid Spray into a crit. What a power play from the Iron Moth. Iron Moth, I think, is a super good Pokemon. Goes for Reflect. Potentially setting up something for later. I want to see how much this does. Holy moly. Resisted hit. What? And it is, the Reflect comes in huge as this is attack invested Iron Valiant. We're going to see Ogerpon kind of just do what it can. Goes for 62%. Ogerpon's going to be a monster this season. It's Scarf Swampert though, so we see a KO. Oh, 0 speed Ogerpon actually. See Icy Wind. Mitigating the Dragon Dance. Great tech. The crit definitely mattered, yeah. Tornadus I knew would have a great matchup. You would think it wouldn't with an ice type and electric type on the team, but Tornadus is such a good Pokemon. And this should be a Gardevoir cleanup with Scarf Moonblast Cypher Zoo. Yep, GG. Lavender Town Spirits win. Close match. All the matches so far have been super close. Next up, we got Temple in the Viridian Forest Ogerpons versus, I believe this is Bruno and the Spirit Leaf. Alright, we got Lapras, Mega B, Lando T, Ogerpon, the mascot pick, Gallade, and Kyurem White versus Slowking Galar, one of the most cracked Draft League Pokemon, Tapu Bulu, Piloswine, Chandelure, Hydreigon, and Mega Lucario. With this lead, you presumably would see a U-turn or rocks. Yep. It's Tapu Bulu, even with the attack drop, is able to do a decent chunk. Oh, huge read with a huge read. I'm impressed with how all these coaches have been playing. No one has brought like bad prep. All the matches seem very skill based. You know, other than Ogerpon just clicking Ivy Cudgel. The grassy terrain kind of biting Bruno in the ass there. Lucario is going to come in and just click buttons. Yep, bye-bye. Kyurem should be able to come in, and if it's Scarf, it'll kill. Click Earth Power or any move, really. Oh, what? Able to eat it, that must be fully specially defensive. Going for the Future Sight, which definitely forces progress. Always love Future Sight in draft. Psycho Cut with the sharpness as well is going to be able to deal with this Tapu Bulu. If it were up to me, I would have swapped out my Glade because that's going to do a lot of damage, but, you know, it's actually got surprisingly good Spadef. I think Glade is really crucial in this matchup. Lucario comes in. It's not looking good for Spirit Leaf right now. Oh, and especially with the Meteor Mash miss. Now Landorus should be able to just Earthquake freely or click U-turn for momentum. Sacks the Bulu, realizes that at this point it's not worth keeping. Oh, he actually will preserve it. See if a chilly reception comes out of here. Future Sight. Now we sack the Bulu to rocks. We know this thing's Scarf, so Hydreigon should be able to come in. We see Dragon Dance. As Future Sight chips the Lapras, which presumably probably matters as Outrage kills. Now let's see. If this thing doesn't hit itself in confusion, what stops it? Honestly, probably nothing. There's the confusion, let's see. It's able to toughen through. Down goes Gallade, and at this point, with it being a defensive Landorus, even if Hydreigon dies, I think that an Ice Punch or something from Lucario would be able to handle it. But GG. Spirit Leaf picks up the win with the Hydreigon sleep, knowing that it was a Scarf Kyurem from the Scout, able to Dragon Dance up and not hit itself. What a clutch performance from the Hydreigon, honestly. Next up, we got Just a Glitch, Siamese Snow Leopards versus Los Angeles Lucarios and Tessellacta. Got Pecharunt, Terrapago Stellar, Mew, Mega Gallade, Sceptile, and Moltres Galar versus Morgrem, Florges, Gliscor, The Table, Sneasler, and Skeledirge. Big Monk comes in, immediately swaps out, doesn't want to die to any psychic move. So they go for Triple Axle, which will do absolutely nothing to this monster. Gets the rocks up. Malignant Chain comes in, which it's not a Poison Heal Gliscor, or if it is, it doesn't have Toxic Orb. Interesting. Torch Song able to come in, start boosting as Knockoff comes out. Oh, Weakness Policy. Great tech. Flame Charge. Okay, so this is a scary Croc. This is a scary Croca. +3 attack, +1 speed. If it was up to me, I would have Flame Charged a couple more times, but you never know what the Mew's gonna have. Lives as this Crocalor is punching a hole straight through the walls of Glitch. Terrapagos, being a broken Pokemon, though, is able to live anyway. In comes the Big Monk. Swords Dance is up. Okay, we're going for game. Throat Chops does 60%. Foul Play crit lives. Oh man. As it's just faster than everything at this point, anyway. And I'm pretty sure this is a sweep. Yeah, without Shadow Sneak on your Gallade, you really had nothing for this once this got a Swords Dance up. GG to the Lucarios with our first big blowout win. It was a lot closer than it seemed, but they played their win condition excellently. Sneasler is going to be a force to be reckoned with in this league, I feel like. Next up, we've got Gustav and the Detroit Litleos versus Cell and the Withering Weaviles. Rain versus presumably a balanced team with the Mega Swampert, Zapdos, Politoed, Zarude, Genesect, Tentacruel, Mega Blastoise, Comfey, Spiritomb, Mantines, presumably Water Absorb, Durant, and Zeraora. I like the Water Absorb, Volt Absorb combo of these two with the flying typing. It's actually such good synergy now that I'm looking at it on paper. Lead to get your rain up, smart. Always a good, never a bad play when you're a weather team. See a Volt Switch, stopping it, but Mantine should be able to wall this thing if it's defensive. Without like a rock move, I don't think Swampert can do much. Makes the aggressive double to Zeraora. Knowing the Zapdos can't really touch it, should be able to just fire off Plasma Fists for free. And now, this is an interaction that some of you may not know, but, oh, let me pause it. Plasma Fist not only changes the normal type move on the Zeraora into electric type moves, but it changes all normal type moves into electric type moves. Meaning that if Genesect wasn't a Scarf user and it had extreme speed, Gus could not click extreme speed there without healing the Zeraora. So that actually, being able to spam Plasma Fist into a Genesect is actually such a high level, like, prep, if that's what Cell was going for, knowing that Zeraora could eat, presumably, any electric type move and probably swallow a U-turn as well, and is always faster. So unless this is a Scarf Genesect, like, that was such a huge turn. Get back to it. Hurricane almost knocks out the Zeraora, which is crazy, as it Volt switches out. We see U-turns and pivoting happening. Sorry. We see Toxic Will-O-Wisp. Status trading. Comfey comes in. I didn't mention that they even brought Manual Sun, which is awesome. Sorry, I'm just like really absorbed in how well both these teams are playing. Like, no one's died. It's almost been 20 turns until now. Excellent getting the pivoting into your Swampert just like you needed. Flip turns knowing that Blastoise probably has something for this. But Blastoise being able to flip turn itself. Awesome plays. As we see Iron Head. As the flip turn halts this in its tracks, we're just wasting rain turns. 8 great for the Weaviles. Volt switching, saving the Zeraora, knowing it's so fast that even on 8 HP is valuable. Comfey, Calm Minding up, Triage ability should be able to be faster in everything once it starts attacking with Draining Kiss and presumably Giga Drain. Having Aromatherapy too is awesome for this because now it can just spam its moves. Giga Drain really just, when you into a rain team with priority, is going to be doing a ton. Is that how that works, the Doctor? Does it Plasma Fist only last the 1 turn? Because I know they swapped in on it. Interesting, so take back everything I said, I guess. I'm not as smart as I sound. This is why I'm 0-2 in Premier League. Terrafire into the Terra Fairy. We go for a Giga Drain again. Heals up as this presumably goes for Terra Blast. Resisted. Excellent prep moment. I think that seals the deal. This is going to be a Comfey sweep, if not very close to one. Thank you guys for showing up, by the way. We have about 5 viewers. We had 10 at one point. It's doing pretty good. It's kind of a late night, last second decision for a stream, so. Been a busy week for me. I've been out hanging out with some friends and on a couple dates. Valentine's plans. On top of being sick. Sorry, about died. I missed what happened. But thank you guys for showing up. I'm pretty sure Sal's got this one locked in the bag. Gus doing everything he can to, stick into it. That burn really just means that you just got to get a KO for differential at this point. See Zero has Grass Knot. It does. It gets another KO, which helps with the differential. It was a really good match, actually. But in the end, Comfey came in and just did everything he needed to do. The turn at Terad was huge because if they made that play wrong and Zarude went for like knockoff or something, I'm pretty sure Comfey just dies. So reading either a grass move or Terra Fairy really secured that match, I think, for the Withering Weaviles. Alright, we're almost done with week 1. I think this is our final week 1 match. Then we'll have 7 more for week 2. In the future, I'm going to try and do them as we go. But, I've been busy, like I mentioned, and I'm only one Gavin. But I like doing this stuff for the server and also for all the coaches involved. And I like to practice for my own stuff because, I'm pretty new at this whole like editing thing, and so it's fun. That being said, this is 2 of my buddies, Lily versus Martin Bobom. We got the Los Angeles Liquors and the 10 Carat Toxic Chains. We see Sylvian, Gouging Fire, Raikou, Lando I, Mega Caesar, and Credilli versus Megazard Y, Magearna, Cress, Regieleki, Volcanion, and the Zorakasui. Credilli lead. He absolutely eats that Volt Switch. Able to probably get Hazards up or Leech Seed off. As we see Defog from Volcanion. There's the Leech Seed. It's interesting seeing a Magearna into a Sun team. I don't know how it's going to play out, but it definitely, Magearna's always threatening. Heat Crash is absolutely destroying the Magearna there. As I hype it up. Gouging Fire is an excellent Pokemon too. See Earthquake, but into the Shuka, but at that HP it's not going to matter. Gouging Fire absolutely just doing a lot. Oh, Explosion putting this in range. If this has Morning Sun, oh, Dragon Tail, Sag. Great start for the Lickers. That's awesome that they got the Ancient Power boost. This kid, my boy over here, Martin Babam, he always gets a boost on Ancient Powers. If you watch any of his matches in the past, he always gets a boost on Ancient Powers. He's probably the luckiest Ancient Power user in the whole Wild West. See Bullet Punch, Scissor goes down. I'm going to pause just on that turn to talk about it just for a second, if my mouse will cooperate with me. Looks like it is not cooperating with me for some reason. Never mind. Oh wait, here we go. On that turn, okay, on that turn that the Scizor died, I helped Martin Bob-omb prep. We sped crept enough to outspeed some Cresselias. So, it is a Terra Fairy, and if it had Terra'd there, it could have been bad. But if they clicked U-turn, perhaps perhaps they would have got a kill there, because as you can see, this Charizard's about to go off. And it went off because of the Lunar Dance. Had the U-turn there and knocked out the Cresselia, the Charizard would never been able to heal up. Also, as we see Body Slam Paralyze here, if Martin Bob-omb swaps into his Raikou right now, nothing the Charizard can do can kill him. Especially since it's forced to click Roost. So, while I was watching this kind of live, I was just like, just switch out into your Raikou. Hurry, before it gets out of hand. But, you see Belly Drum come out. You see the Roost spamming. We're just, at this point now, we're hoping for Paralyze. But if the Paralyze doesn't happen, this Charizard is going to come through and actually just reverse sweep. Which, as you can guess by the way I'm speaking, you all probably assume it does happen. But those are just, this was such a good match because the prep on both teams was really good. And had they just played a couple things slightly different, the Lickers would have came out with a W here. But instead, we have our Week 1 MVP of the Iron Serpent League, Belly Drum Charizard Y, coming through and flame charging its way to the top. We're just praying for a paralysis at this point. And if it happens here, they win, but we see it doesn't. It's GG's. That's a 1-0. It's our Week 1 MVP, Zard Y. Could have been avoided potentially, but still an excellent match. And I hope to see that the Lickers bounce back. I'm going to take a quick pause just to get some water, and then we'll go into Week 2. Okay, guys, I'm back. Sorry about that. I had to get some water. My throat was drying up a little bit. But we're back. Let's jump into week 2. Alright, Spirit Leaf, this time bringing Poliwrath and Fortress that were on the bench last time versus Cute Hands, who is unbenching Lilligant and Mienshao. We see a Fortress lead, should be able to get hazards up. If it's Rocky Helmet, can do a lot. Can Volt Switch out. We'll see what happens. Definitely can handle the Mienshao as well. As we see Rocks, I love Fortress as a hazard setter. It's an awesome Pokemon. Moonblast doing a decent amount into Beedrill. Presumably you see a Mega here into either a U-turn, but if you got the reads, you go for a Drill Run. But instead, you see a U-turn. Rapid Spins to get the rocks away. Ogerpon eating the Iron Head, able to IV Cudgel, but... ooh, Spiky Shield into a Rapid Spin. Got a little greedy there. That was actually such a cool interaction. Oh, but wasting your Terra just to die out to a Scarf feels really bad. Sash. Close combat. Do we see Endeavor? Do we see U-turn? Okay. It's probably Regenerator then, with a Sash, just to get things going again. Aqua Cutter. I didn't know Gallade got Aqua Cutter. I know it got a bunch of sharpness moves, but that's awesome. Shadow Ball. Into the Flash Cannon. I would click Earth Power if it was me, just because... oh. I forget that this is not the, same as the Mold Breaker one. Sorry, a little bit of coughing fit there, but looks like this is going to be a Lilligant sweep. I love Lilligant. It got Alluring Voice, which gives it a free fairy coverage, which is really all it needs, especially in Nat decks. Now you can run a fairy move plus a hidden power plus your Sleep Powder, Quiver Dance, Giga Drain. It's awesome. That's a GG to Cute Hands. Alright. Next up, Framos versus TJ. And the Fissurers will go against the Batman Rogues Gallery. Ability Shield Rotom, that's what blocked the Turbo Blaze. Yeah, Fire. I missed that because I was busy drinking water. Hi TJ, watching your game right now. I'm gonna slow this one down because it is zooming. See a knockoff into the Tsarina. Low kick doing a decent chunk to the Penguin. Good to see you both in here, TJ and Tasenda. First impression, absolutely wrecking Rose Raid though. No! Bane's gonna come in and double iron bash his way to the top though, hopefully. As it just thunder waves and swaps out, which isn't a bad play. But going into the Celesteela, if TJ can get a Scald off here with the or knockoff, yeah, anything that can just hinder the Celesteela's job of being absolutely annoying will be awesome. As we see flip turn, preventing the Leech Seed from getting too much progress into Crook. Celesteela, the first 2 weeks, it's just a Leech Seeding machine. So we see Giga Drain. See what comes out next. Smackdown. Sadly, because this thing has Giga Drain, though, the Earthquake isn't gonna work. But I see what you're cooking there, TJs. I like it. Let's try and get a Thunder Wave off of this thing, would be my guess. Crit. Oh, you got Earthquake on this. Okay, some good chip. At this point, we're going to need a miracle, a burn, something. Oh, that did like not a lot of damage. So this must be Spadef and Polion. Our Scald knocks out the Celesteela, which is kind of huge. Oh, sorry, 1 second, guys. I'm back. I don't know if I'm muted for the whole time or not. If I didn't, sorry about that. And sorry to pause right in the middle of when your match is getting really heated, TJ. But hopefully we can see some late game magic from the Pheromosa. Ooh, emergency exit. Sending out the Lycanroc. Does U-turn prevent, or emergency exit prevent U-turn? Okay, dead shot. See if we can do this. Terra Waters into presumably a Shell Smash as they go for Flame Charge. If this is a Shell Smash, this might be a GG. Oh ho ho! White Herb. We got the Poison Jab for the Terra Fairy. And this thing is paralyzed. First impression. It eats it. Boom. I think this is a dead shot sweep. Dead shot lined up his sights and carried the villains. GG's. Bang bang. Yep. Is this the dagger? That was a good match. There's not really much I think that could have been done once the Terra play came out, because the only thing they could have done is go for more damage and then hope for a first impression crit or get it into range where first impression would actually do something. But yeah, it's great seeing like a Pokemon not as popular like Barbaracle getting, you know, MVP honors. That's definitely a nomination for Pokemon of the Week for the Serpent League. Yeah, if he went for, I don't know what else the Delphox had, but if it had a Psychic move or something, it could have definitely, first impression could have stopped this from happening. And then it would have come down to whether Pheromosa could have beast boosted its way to the top. Anyway, GG's. That was a super good match. Next up, Senda and Cell. Withering Weaviles versus New Orleans Chandelures. EP. EP doing a ton of damage to the Salazzle. Spiritomb come out. Gets Toxic, which is bad for any Spiritomb, but Rock Tomb making it so that maybe it can kill. Roost, oh wow. So this thing is really like just wanting to lower your speed. Utility for the rest of the team, I like it. Now, if anyone read Cell's interview, they said that they favor Durant, so they're going to be bringing it a lot. As we see, it's coming in 2 weeks. Get Loud gets a U-turn as the crowd gets loud. We see Mega Blastoise come out, Shell Smash. As it gets Dragon-tailed out, which is super unfortunate for it. Into Spiritomb, where it can start getting toxic damage racked up. As we throw out T-Spikes, so now we're really setting up our late game. This is some great play from Senda. Icy Wind lowering the speed of a Dragolage isn't really going to do much. Durant comes out. Now, Durant should be able to handle Articuno good, so you expect to see a swap. Yep. Rocky Helmet, is this invested in defense? Just for the Durant? That's awesome if it is. Zamazenta comes out. It's able to absolutely eat the Rock Slide. This poison's gonna go a long way, because nothing is set up to win. Also, Psychic Noise, I see you. Because of the last week, the Comfey was like the MVP, but if you Psychic Noise it, then it can't heal. And you trick it. Holy moly. You really said, sorry, Comfey, but this just isn't going to work out for you. Yeah, huge brain. It's going to struggle because you can't even use... That's... Oh my goodness. So this is excellent prep. This might be the most, like, dominating performance so far of the early of the season. That's funny, TJ. Zamazenta comes out. I'm interested to see how Zamazenta does. Rumors have it that the Whis have been scouting Zamazenta as a potential Lugia replacement, since Lugia has been letting them down a little bit. There's a few other Pokemon that are getting scouted. We definitely have some locker room issues brewing in Utah. But GG's, that was like, I can't really talk much about it because your tech worked right away and just escalated the match. You won very quickly. It was honestly like a very convincing win. Like, I don't even think Cell played bad. I think you just had, and you had defensive invested Thundurus to stop a Durant that you didn't know was going to be one of their favorite Pokemon, and then you also had Trick plus Heal Block. Like, it just, there's not much they could really do. So GG's. Next up, we got Danger West, one of my buddies, versus the Spirit Leaf. Yeah, it was a little mean. And I'm kind of speeding these ones up through because my work just called me and one of my coworkers needs me to go sell something, so sorry if it seems a little bit more rushed. But I'm enjoying watching all these. You guys have all had great matches for the first couple weeks. I hope to have the newsletter out either tonight, early tomorrow, or right before my date. I've got it mostly typed up, but I wanted to rewatch all these and do the stream first, just so that I had the newsletter forced in, or the matches in my brain more fresh for when I'm typing the newsletter. I'm gonna make it more like a Valentine's theme, kind of like pamphlet. Yeah, he did what was necessary, sniping TJ and also making a Pokemon struggle. Danger West's team is just super solid, by the way. What swaps into Ivy Cudgels in the sun? Like, holy moly. Plus Tornadus is always just an excellent Draft League Pokemon. Yeah, I feel like a lot of locker rooms are having issues. I know the Wii's are like in shambles. We're 0-2, and the games haven't even really been that close. With how busy I've been too, my prep has not been as well as I would like it to be going into my next game, and I play tomorrow. So, rumor has it that there's some coaching malpractice happening, and that the players are revolting a little bit on Utah, and that he may end up in Victory League if things don't turn around. Or retired. Who knows? Gotta start spreading the hype early. It's a fast-paced game because Sun Ivy Cudgel just bops pretty much everything. Great Tusk if he gets a speed boost too. Tusk and Treads are both just so solid. And that's a quick GG for Danger West. Yeah, I made a joke earlier in the season that if I get relegated, I'm going to retire. So, and I'm 0-2, so who knows? I'm trying to avoid that relegation. We'll see what happens, but 0-2 start with really rough week 3 coming up. If we're 0-3, you best be seeing some press releases coming out of Utah going into week 4. The good news is the busy has been a good kind of busy. I've been hanging out with um, this girl that I'm going on dates with, and also getting a lot of stuff with work done, and it's been good. But I think a lot of the players are a little upset that they've taken the back burner. So I think for sure Lugia is not proud of the way that the season has started. Next up, we've got Martin Babam versus Tesselecta. We see Gliscor, Skeldurge, Ditto, Florges, Table, and Palafin versus Gouching Fire, Xatu, Gengar, Raikou, Tornadus, or Landorus, Incarnate, and Sylveon. True. It might not be a permanent retirement. It might just be like a season retirement, you know? And then we just go to the booth. Palafin is also a potential scouted Pokemon for Louise, so these two both play in my personal league, the ISL as well, and are regular well performers, so it's such an interesting early game. Palafin is so tanky. I think that it has a lot of potential in Draft League. Substitute. I remember this match now. Oh, it's gonna make me so sad. I'm pretty sure some of you have seen this, but this match. Yep. Oh, missing the Dragon Tail. Hitting this one to turn the sub break, so now they're not behind a sub anymore. Missing this Dragon Tail, so that there's no chance to even... it's just... This is where Marbawam started having a little bit of bad luck. As we see this Skeletor start to boost up with the torch songs. Also, I'm hungry. I may go to Subway. So those in the chat, what's your go-to Subway order? Because I've got food on the mind now after this. I had a little bit of dinner, but it was just leftovers and there wasn't very much. So I might go for a drive. Meatball. That's what I like too, usually. I'm a Jersey Mike's guy personally, but Jersey Mike's is closed right now, so or will be closed by the time that I'm done with laundry and everything. Then we see the face off. Ooh, Italian BMT. That's another good one. I also like the chicken bacon ranch. Moonblast. And this will be a Florges sweep. Florges, I feel like is really undervalued. I'm using it in ISL. It's my kill leader. And it's not even... Yeah, Subways is overpriced, so like... You're right, TJ. Subway is overpriced now. It used to be cheap and affordable, and that's why I'd go. But now with inflation, they've caught up with everyone else. And at that point, why not just spend a dollar or two more to go to Jersey Mike's or an actual sub shop? The thing is where I live, there's only like 2 or 3 restaurants open late at night. We've got like Jersey Mike's, a Wendy's, and like gas station food, and I think maybe Burger King. Like even McDonald's closed kind of early. It's so sad. I can drive like 20 minutes and get like an In-N-Out burger or something. Alright, it's more like probably like a 30-minute drive, which like if I'm really craving it, I'll do it. But like who wants to drive 30 minutes to go get like food? You want fast foods because you want it to be fast. You don't want to do an hour round trip just to get some food unless you really got a craving. Sorry I kind of talked through this match, but this one frustrated me because my boy got beat down a little bit. But it's okay, we bounced back. Next up, Lily and Gus. I remember Lily telling me that they were not a fan of this matchup in DMs, so let's see how this goes. Quillfish lead, as that is not a Magirna. Yeah, I heard what happened, TJ. I'm gonna just close my eyes for that one. We see Trick Room, which is really good bring, into Flora Cannon. Bop. Bye bye, Floatzel. Komala, one of my personal favorite Pokemon. Sad didn't get picked. Really, the real reason the Wiis are struggling is they don't have Komala on their team. I think instead of doing like an actual newsletter, since I'm behind this week, I'll just do like a holiday Valentine's themed pamphlet of some of my like favorite moments of the first 2 weeks. This is a weird interaction, by the way. Uh, like a little Valentine's themed pamphlet, like a week 1 and 2 picture, and then week 3 actually start uh the the power rankings and the actual newsletter. Because I know Gabo made us a template. I just has been too busy to use it. Because I was in charge of making some of the other templates, and Gabo made one. And I know the DLCs this season, the reason why we expanded is just because all of us are so busy. Which, I think all the players understand that, but I like to do a good job for you guys. Trick Room was a really good bring into the rain. Oh yeah, I think doing a stream honestly is easier for me than to type up the newsletters because my dyslexia just when I start typing it feels bad, but I can talk fine. I like the Popeye themed nicknames, by the way. Anyone else notice that? Put 'em up, put 'em up. Whatever he says. Oh. I used to watch the live action Popeye movie all the time when I was a kid, so going for the read on the Magirna. Yeah, 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 that one. I used to watch it all the time at my grandparents' house. This is a really good match. Kind of fast paced, but that's what happens when it's weather versus Trick Room. You're kind of just going to blow each other up. Dustnor, I think, got 4 or 5 kills this game, which is crazy because it actually was good to counter the Trick Room. It was like anti-Trick Room. Smart bring by Gustav. Gustav's getting a live interview, I think, this week, and so is Glitch. So keep an eye out for that for the YouTube channel. It's way easier for me, for some reason, to record and upload a YouTube video or Twitch stream than it is for me to type up a small little thing that already has a template. I don't know why. Don't ask me. GG's. Dustnor MVP. So between Barbarical and Dustnor, those two are hard to pick. Still leaning Barbarical just because of how crucial it was. Yeah. Yeah, and I'm like a natural talker too. Like I'm a manager at my job, so like I'm talking all day long. Sometimes I fumble over my words, but for the most part, my brain is more on track. And I used to be a really good writer too, so I actually like doing the newsletters. Like if I didn't lose the week one from the power going out, it was really good. I even had a cute little comfy like message. Yeah, I saw that you did that. I was gonna watch the VOD later tonight in bed, depending on if I'm going over to hang out with my friend or not. I like supporting the homies, so I saw you went live on my Twitch, so I definitely am gonna check the VOD out later. Alright, this is our last match. Glitch versus A Hey Kid, both excellent batters. Yeah, my voice isn't 100%, but my cough is mostly gone. I think I just have mucus still in my lungs. I've had this illness for like 3 weeks, but I've been sleeping fine. I've even been like healthy enough to go to the gym, but occasionally I'll just have like a really bad coughing fit. And so I think that if it lasts 1 more week, since I feel fine, I should probably go to the doctor. I've just been cheap and trying to not go because ain't nobody got time for that. Last match, Petulant versus the the Hippowdon, getting the Confusion Toxic right away. I think Petulant has a lot of potential. Parting shots out into Mew. We see a foul play. And the Mickey Mouse Terapagos. Not anything against Glitch, but Terapagos makes things a little bit easier. I played against one this week, and you can't even counter it with ghost types, so I'm just like, I'm not anti-Terapagos because I love its design and he's a cute little guy, but I am at a loss for how to counter it other than the one tech that X-Term taught me. But X-Term taught me it, and he was the one that had it, and so I didn't want to use it against him. I didn't want to like change my whole team just to counter him after we talked about the one counter, when I should have. Also, Galar Moltres is one of my favorite Pokemon to use in draft. Especially now that it has Pain Split. Oh boy, oh boy. Resto Chesto too. I remember I had Galar Moltres in HDL and it was like second in the league in kills, and I took it just like because I needed a flying type and a dark type, and I was like, let's just take it. And it was awesome. This fish is kind of going off as we see the Terra Starstorm. That move, I think, is what pushes it over the top. Terra Starstorm being able to hit ghost types is kind of crazy. Because I have 2 ghost types on my team, and I did a lot of mocks, and even behind Reflect and Light Screen, it could just click Terra Starstorm and there was really not much I could do. If it was a regular move and not technically Stellar type instead of normal type, I think that you could actually handle it. Who knows though, it's really bulky. Shedtail, the heat. I hope it's Overgrow and not Unburden though. The one thing about Shedtail Sceptile is that it's kind of counterintuitive because you lose your Unburden, so I feel like Overgrow with Giga Drain is probably better. Also, that's disgusting that they were able to go into this Terapagos behind a sub, set up, and then have the Terra Shield, and now it's going to Stellar. And we're going to see what Terapagos loves to do. And that's to click Terra Starstorm. Oh, Calm Mind. That's actually huge. Because you never know what's going to happen now. Withdraw. Just set up on setup on setup on setup. Can the funny button beat the other funny button? We got 2 funny buttons right now. Does it wake up? Oh, it doesn't. It lives though. One more chance. Oh, at the edge of my seat. I actually haven't seen this match. Oh. Oh, so sad. And then we're gonna see the Terra Starstorm go into, I presume, funny button number 2. Funny button number 3. Bye. Yeah. The turtle is OP. I hate to say it. I got some explaining to do from the other, or I need some explaining from some of the other DLCs. I was not on the team when this thing was originally allowed. I got added afterwards. Do not blame me. It's a cool Pokemon though. I understand why we're using it. It's new, it's fun, but holy moly. This thing is strong. Alright, Iron Serpenters, TJ, Tasenda, whoever's in chat. Yeah, we gotta try it once, right? I'm going to go ahead and call it there. I'm hungry, so I definitely want some Subway. But thank you all for showing up. Let me know if you guys have any ideas, if you want to do any live interviews, if I can do anything for you guys. Just feel free to reach out. My DMs are always open, so thank you for showing up, and I'll post something for you guys at some point for the first 2 weeks, and then we'll do power rankings next week.